What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draft Ranking Show. It's officially NFL Combine Week, and I'm Cody Carpentier. I'm back with another one. I know this week's going to be a little bit different because the Combine is this week. We're going to have some recap shows this weekend for the Saturday and Sunday show, and maybe even Friday. But for the week, my plan is just to go through some mocks. I want to do some team-by-team mock drafts featuring some of the top teams, obviously, in the conversation. So let's go ahead and jump into the Cleveland Browns today. If you're listening on podcast, we appreciate you. We love you. Please leave a 5-star review. And if you're on YouTube, of course, click that like button, click subscribe. Stay tapped in because we're doing mocks. We're going to end up on the YouTube side, at least, having all 32 teams and their mock drafts up on the YouTube. I'm not going to force all those into the podcast feed, but they will all at least be up on YouTube over the course of the next month. That's the goal. So we'll keep on mock draft and we'll keep on talking. Of course, if you're listening and you just catch on to this Browns episode, please tap into the Draft Ranking Show. We go through full 3-round NFL mock drafts, all 101 picks, full 7-rounders, full first-rounders. We do player breakdowns. We go through all of it. So if you're tapped in just for the Browns, tap in full-time here at the Draft Rankings. Appreciate you all. Again, 94%. We're getting better. 94% of you are not subscribed to the channel. So please go ahead and click that subscribe button. It would mean a lot. It would help me grow through the draft process. Let's jump into it here. We only got a couple minutes. We stay under 10 minutes. Every single show is under 10 minutes. Let's jump into this thing. We're starting out first and foremost with the Cleveland Browns at pick number 2. Cam Ward goes number 1 to the Tennessee Titans. Right now, the quarterback situation in Cleveland is obvious. Deshaun Watson's situation being resolved. We'll see what happens with that in the end all be all. Of course, Bailey Zappi, restricted free agent. Dorian Thompson-Robinson's on the roster. Jameis Winston is at least gone for the expected future. I'm going to go ahead, though. I can't think about Shedeur Sanders with Abdul Carter on the clock. I have to go run the card up and take Abdul Carter right here at pick number 2. We're going to be back on the clock here with the first pick in round 2 after we just saw Josh Connerly, the tackle from Oregon, go off the board at 29. Darius Alexander from Toledo, the defensive lineman, go to Buffalo. Jahad Campbell to Kansas City. And Trey Amos from Mississippi goes 32 to the Philadelphia Eagles. Other spots we're looking at here for the Cleveland Browns, a couple things here. We're looking at, of course, quarterback, like we talked about a minute ago. We're looking at running back. We just filled the edge spot. We're looking at tackle, corner, and receiver. According to this, Jalen Walker falls. That's not realistic, so we're not going to take Jalen Walker right here. Colston Loveland, okay, maybe, but Jalen Walker's not going to fall to the top 10. So, again, we're using a draft simulator. We're not using our own mock. We're rolling with the punches here. We're ignoring Jalen Walker in that queue right there. Let's just act like that does not exist. We're not going to ignore, though, is Shavon Ravel. Shavon Ravel gets first-round conversations at times, but he's coming off of a bad injury this past year. Was that ACL or was that Achilles? I think it was ACL. Yeah, he had an ACL back in September. We're taking Shavon Ravel right here. He's going to join this back end for the Cleveland Browns. There's very good value here. It's a first-round cornerback when he's fully healthy from East Carolina. So we're taking him with the first pick in round 2. The Browns are back on the clock here at 67 overall. Caleb Johnson from Iowa, the running back, goes to the Giants at 65. So if you were hoping for him, for your Browns, not so fast, my friend. Cameron Williams, the tackle from Texas, goes 66 to the Kansas City Chiefs. But there is a couple of running backs available right here, and I'm going to go running back because the team needs a running back. Nick Chubb, he's a free agent first off. Jerome Ford and Pierre Strong are on the roster. Deontay Foreman's a free agent as well. You can't bring Chubb back right now. He just does not look the same. So let's go running back. We're in round 3 already. We got another pick at 94 in round 3. I think we go running back here. Both of those Ohio State kids are looking at us right in the eye. I think the most dynamic one out of the two, honestly, is Trayvon Henderson. I like Quinshon a little bit more, but Trayvon Henderson here at 67. So through the first 3 picks, Abdul Carter, number 2 overall, Shavon Ravel, 33rd, and then we get at the start of round 3, Trayvon Henderson. The Browns couldn't ask for really much more at this point. But quarterback, also an interest right here. Where's quarterback? Milroe still available at 94th overall. That's interesting. Quinn Ewers, Will Howard. That's interesting. I think the quarterback is something we could definitely be taking a look at right here. Harold Fannon's available at the back end of round 3. I don't know how believable that is. as far as using this tool. What I do like though is the value on Deion Walker, the defensive lineman from Kentucky, once looked at as a top 10 guy, falls here to pick 94. Deion Walker. Some people have questions about his health, about his size, about his care. Dude, you get Deion Walker in here to play inside of Abdul Carter, and if you can keep Myles Garrett happy on the roster, this is going to be a disgusting defensive line. So let's go ahead and fill in with Deion Walker. Just a few picks later, I pick 102. We're back on the clock. Let's check out quarterback. Milroe's right at the top. I'm going to take Milroe. Round 4, he falls here. I don't think this is realistic, but what we did here at the Senior Bowl going in was that he had better grades entering the Senior Bowl than Jalen Hurts did a couple of years ago. Jalen Hurts had 4th and 5th conversation going into the Senior Bowl a couple years ago. I think Milroe was more 2nd, 3rd. Milroe did not have a good Senior Bowl. Milroe is going to run the sub-4 threes this week at the NFL Combine, and I don't think he falls to pick 102, but just for this sake, we better not do it. We better not do it. That would tarnish the strength and the fortitude and the belief in this draft. I'm not going to do it. We're going to go tackle from LSU, Emory Jones. He was also once looked at as a first round tackle. Emory Jones right here. Come on down. He can play right tackle. He can move over. He can move inside. I like Emory Jones here at pick 102 for the Cleveland Browns. We have a bunch of picks left here, so we got to turn this thing into overdrive because the Browns have like 12 picks total overall. So pick 164. We do have quarterback available, Quinn Ewers and Kyle McCord in round 5. Don't think that's realistic again, so we're going to ignore that. And we're going to go on down to Tyler Cooper, the guard from the Minnesota Gophers. Second offensive lineman for you here. You get your tackle before an Emory Jones. You get your guard here in Tyler Cooper. And then at the 178, I'm going to go to receiver. I'm going to dig deep and find us a receiver here because if you look at the Cleveland Browns roster, Elijah Moore is not coming back. David Bell hasn't quite hit the pole yet. Hit the career arc, the height that they've wanted out of Purdue. James Prochet does not return. Michael Woods was banged up last year. Judy and Tillman are the only dependable pieces here, and I'm not sure how dependable they are that you can just say, well, that's it. So here in round 6 at the beginning, we're going to go ahead and take the value in Juice Wells from Ole Miss. I absolutely love Juice Wells. Once a James Madison kid, then he transfers again from South Carolina to Ole Miss. Juice Wells joins the Cleveland Browns. Here in round 6, again, pick 191. We're back on the clock here. I think you look back at the edge position. Why not? Obviously, you have an aging Myles Garrett, and you have your rookie here in Abdul Carter. Come on down. Colin Oliver's interesting. Don't want to do that right now. Let's skip past that. We'll check out safety. Not interested there. Let's look back behind Njoku. Luke Lachey. Nah, not quite. How about cornerback? Gosh, maybe we do got to go back to 10. Let's go tight end. Let's go Luke Lachey from Iowa. You bring him in, you play him a little bit behind David Njoku and let him kind of marinate for the next couple of years. 8 picks later, pick 199, back on the clock here. Let's go guard from LSU to play inside of Emory Jones, Miles Frazier here in round 6. Let's go a little bit later. Let's see if Thomas Perry is available as well. Nope, he's not. Okay. So we got a couple picks left here. Let's check back at the running back position. Why not double dunk at running back? Raheem Sanders, Rocket Sanders, the much bigger bruising back here in round 6. I like Raheem Sanders. A lot of people don't. 215. Let's take Raheem Sanders back on the clock at pick 216. And we've answered a lot of questions. What is another question I can answer? Why don't we take Shiloh? They didn't get Shador. Let's take Shiloh here at the end of round 6. People are going to hate that, but I mean, Shiloh's a missile. He's a dart throw at the end of the draft. And here with the final pick of the 2025 NFL draft, Mr. Irrelevant for the Cleveland Browns is going to be, let's find a guy here. Oh, come on. Carson Vincent available? I don't think so. I don't think Carson Vincent's going to be available, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. What I do like, though, I'm going to go right down here to our edge, and I'm going to take Colin Oliver from Oklahoma State right here. He had a great season for Oklahoma State, and he's going to come in and he's going to be a 7th-round pick behind Abdul Carter and behind Myles Garrett. No expectations, only upside from Colin Oliver. There you go, 7 rounds, a crap ton of picks, shit ton of picks, whatever you want to say, for your Cleveland Browns. And we got a B- here from the old tool at PFF. that didn't give us the best options. There it is. Cody Carpentier, draft rankings. We'll appreciate you. We'll be back to finish out the week.